Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Beer Geek Nation. I'm your host Chris. Thank you so much for joining me once again on this beautiful, sunny, warm Saturday. First review outside of the season, so I thought I'd celebrate with something big. This, my friends, is from Surly Brewing. This is their Darkness 2011. This is a Russian Imperial Stout coming in at 10.5% alcohol by volume. And as you guys may or may not know, they release this one day a year. It's usually around the end of October towards Halloween. You can get it at the brewery, and they also distribute it a few weeks later, a few cases to various local beer stores in the area in Minnesota. How does it compare to Dark Lord? How does it compare to Hanapu and all those other, epic imperial stouts that people go crazy over? Well, let me get into a glass so that you guys know how it smells, tastes, and give you the verdict on Surly's Darkness. All right, guys, the appearance on the Surly Darkness, well, it's exactly what you would expect from a beer called The Darkness. Not only that, but an Imperial Stout. It pours really viscous, like a black, thick motor oil. There was a nice finger to half a finger of a really fluffy khaki head that's dissipating pretty quickly, but there's a ring of head sticking around that isn't going anywhere. Lots of lacing on this one. A ton of alcohol legs, really big on this one. Lots of carbonation coming off the sides of the glass as you swirl it. Just a really big looking Imperial Stout. All right, the aroma, the Surly Darkness. Wow, that is really surprising. Big dark fruits, big figs, raisins, a lot of like a cherry juice type of flavor, a molasses sweetness in there, a touch of like a fudge or a slight coffee. Very toned down from what I would expect from an Imperial Stout. It smells more like almost like a quad with a little bit of chocolate and coffee in there. It's a really interesting smelling beer. All right, the taste on Surly Darkness. Cheers. Yeah, completely different than what I thought it was going to be. It's really right at the front of the tongue. You get a nice pop of bitterness, but it's a dark fruit type of bitterness, a raisin or a fig, or even like a fresh cherry juice kind of bitterness. Middle of the mouth is just a huge kind of coating of a dark chocolate. Almost tastes like a chocolate brownie with a little bit of coffee mixed in there, and more of that fig and raisin kind of almost like a Belgian quad character is coming out in the middle of the mouth as well. Nice sweet aftertaste. I'm getting a molasses type of sugary sweetness, a little bit of caramel, like a burnt sugar type of caramel in there, blending with that dark fruit, blending with that ton of like fudgy, brownie, coffee character. It's a really complex tasting Imperial Stout, and honestly not like one I've had. Really different than I thought it was going to be. All right, guys, so the final verdict on the Surly Darkness Russian Imperial Stout, 10.5% alcohol by volume. Is this one worth trading for? I would say hell yeah. It's gonna get an A+ for me. I was thinking, oh, another, big Russian Imperial Stout, but they really did something different with this one. They accented more of like a dark fruit, almost a Belgian type of character, but not to fret. There is that chocolate, fudgy, coffee character, and it's really, as this beer starts to warm up in this beautiful weather, I'm getting more of that chocolate, more of that coffee, and it blends really nicely with kind of the bitterness from the dark fruits and the slight roasted malt. There's very little roasted malt character in this one. It's really kind of a dark fruit and chocolate delivery system. It's getting an A+ for me, and I hope to get more bottles of this next year. It's awesome stuff. So with that said, folks, remember, life is too short. Enjoy the weather and drink amazing beers. Cheers.